Welcome back to the Dynasty Kings podcast. It has been a couple weeks, almost a month now.
Been a minute.
It's been a minute. Listen, I was sick. Well, there was Thanksgiving, then I was sick, then I was in Pittsburgh, so it's all on me. I'm a freaking deviant.
This guy.
I suck. But I'm your host, Jared.
Yeah, I'm Austin.
And today we have two-time Dynasty Kings champion, MoDollaSign, joining us. Mo, welcome to the podcast.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, it's our pleasure, dude.
We're excited.
But we're getting right into it. We got some Saturday games this slate.
I
So
love Saturday games.
Saturday games are hype, dude. College football is almost over. Thank God that sport
Tomorrow.
sucks.
Oh my god.
All right.
That sport is terrible. So we're starting out with Vikings at Bengals. And my player of the week is, we're not going to get too spicy yet, but it is kind of spicy for me because I've adamantly hated this guy. He has me blocked on Twitter. And it's Joe Main Man Mixon. Listen, I hate him. He's a pussy. But he has a touchdown in 6 of his last 7 games. And the one that he doesn't have a touchdown in was against Pittsburgh. And that was the week we got Cam Hayward back. And Cam Hayward has been insane against the run. So he's a touchdown freaking just demon.
Pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely guaranteed. And the Vikings do have, like, the number 5 run defense in the NFL, but I don't think it's really going to matter just because I expect them to be down this game with who's starting, Nick Mullins.
Yep.
So, yeah. I mean, and they have no Alexander Madison, and Jeddah's has a bad engine. It's like freaking 9/11 all over again.
Oh
But-
Kill him my king.
Dude, he's done. He's
No,
not done,
this
but
season-
he's injury prone. He's officially injury prone now.
Bro, no, he's not,
Yes, he
dude.
is.
Dude, if Josh Dobbs doesn't throw a medicine ball,
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
I've got a
did.
hamstring and a,
well, now we'll
and
get
a
Josh Dobbs.
bruise.
Yeah, now Josh Dobbs is on the practice
Yeah,
squad, third string.
he's back all the way to third string, dude.
Dude, but
If it happens again at the beginning of next season, I'm down to start saying that, but it's a little early at this point.
he's injury prone.
Okay.
I mean, it's his first major injury since being in the league, and this is his 4th year. So,
Yeah.
I don't think he's missed a game up
I'm
until
pretty-
this point.
This year,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty sure
So
he
he's
hasn't,
now
right?
injury prone.
Well,
Kyle's
I guess-
screaming at the screen right now.
no, he's not. No, he's not.
But
agree to disagree. But
well, yeah, we can agree to disagree. But listen, I'm not saying to start, friggin' Jeddah's. I'm saying to start Joe Mixon. I mean, this guy's been super consistent.
Mhm.
His floor, the lowest he scored this season is 7 points, and that was against Pittsburgh.
That's not bad.
So I mean,
It's like 10 plus basically every week.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So definitely start him with confidence in your matchups, and it sucks for
Fair.
us because
Yep.
Zach has him.
Also, pick up the Raiders defense.
Yeah, pick up
They're gonna
Raiders
have
D. I think they're gonna go crazy this
And make
week.
sure you start. Don't start like the Browns over them or something like that.
Oh, sore subject.
All
But
right, anyway.
yeah, that's all I gotta say about
Yeah,
Vikings
and
Bengals.
in general, I think this game, if Nick Mullins sucks, this game's going to be terrible. But if
Yeah.
Nick Mullins can be, like, average, I feel like this could be, like, a 24-21 solid way to start off the Saturday slate.
I don't have a lot of confidence in him.
I don't see how the run game gets going for Minnesota.
Right.
No
I
Madison.
Yeah,
I like Ty
Chandler's
Chandler,
okay. Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm not starting Ty Chandler.
Yeah.
I'm not confident, especially if you're in the playoffs
Oh,
in our
absolutely
league.
not.
So
Yeah.
we'll move on to Steelers at Colts, which Mo, be careful.
So my start of the week is our guy, Michael Pittman Jr.
Okay,
let's
okay.
go.
Me
We
and
love to
Austin,
see it.
we love
You
Michael
love
Pittman.
to
We
see
think he's
it.
a bona fide wide receiver
Yep,
one. A
that's
lot
my
of people
guy.
don't,
Mhm.
but I think he's going to get paid this offseason. So some
Yeah.
interesting facts about Michael Pittman. He's actually already on pace to beat his previous year's bests. So he's already
Okay.
matched that.
For sure.
Okay.
So also coming off the bye week, the last 3 weeks for Michael Pittman, his floor, 11 targets, 8 receptions, 95 receiving yards is his floor the last
Wow.
3 weeks.
That's his worst game.
Yeah, this is worth the last
That's his
3
worst.
weeks. And then you correct me if I'm wrong because they're playing against the Steelers.
Yeah.
The Steelers like to play more man to man, right?
Press man. I think we played the second most in the league.
Okay, so that means Michael Pittman's gonna absolutely eat this week.
He is good in man coverage,
So-
but so is Joey Porter Jr.
Let me tell you a fun, interesting fact about Michael Pittman versus man-to-man coverage. 33% target share versus man-to-man coverage is an insane
That is an
number.
insane.
Even
Yeah.
versus zone, 25% target.
So,
So he's
Gardner feeds his guy.
Yeah,
he's a target hog,
yeah, he is a high target hog.
and I think he's a stud receiver. My start of the week. all the confidence in the world.
Yeah, we love Michael Pittman on
I
this,
like
on this
that.
podcast.
Yeah, I
we bring him up a lot.
Every time I bring him up, he does well too. I think
Yeah.
he's only had like 2 games this year where he really has done worse than similar to Joe Mixon. I think scored under 10 points. So
Yeah.
He's solid.
I like that a lot.
I'm a
And
little scared though.
Steelers
With
secondary's a little sus.
Nah, with Joey Porter Jr. though, he's been putting up like similar numbers to Sauce Gardner last year, and it's just gone under the radar.
Does he travel?
Yes, he travels.
Okay, that's
he
good.
he always travels, and with Hollywood Brown, I know he got injured when we played him 2 weeks ago, but he had zero receptions. So
Anytime a corner follows, they're a dog.
Yeah,
So
he's a dog.
I'm a big fan of that.
So, but that's going to be a good matchup because I know Michael Pittman Jr. is really good against man coverage. So, and Joey Porter is really good in man coverage. So that is definitely a matchup to watch.
Yeah, it's
So
gonna be spicy, and it's on prime time Saturday. But
Yeah.
we're gonna be able to
Yeah.
watch. We're gonna be able to highlight that matchup, and I hope for my sake that it works out for Pittman.
Yeah.
Me too.
You start him in the playoffs.
We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see. But yeah. Any other notes on this game you guys think to throw in here?
I think okay. So I actually have one spicy thing. So we're recording this today on Friday, so the day before the game, and today, you know whose birthday it is? Somebody's birthday in this game.
Is it Mr. Trubisky?
It's not Mitch Trubisky.
Damn it.
It's someone relevant.
I'd want
And
that
Mitch
bet.
Trubisky is
Someone
not
relevant.
relevant.
Jalen Warren.
No, but it is a running back.
Oh, years.
Not Najee. Other team.
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss. Today
Oh,
is his
baby.
birthday. But the Steelers have been really, really good against the run since getting Cam Hayward back.
Yeah.
But I'm still starting him. I'm still starting
He's
Zach
fallen
Moss.
off a little bit these last 2 starts.
He has not looked good.
So
He has the whole backfield, and he's just like fumbling
It's
it.
crazy.
It's not looking
look
good.
at like he did on the
But-
Bills.
He was a proclaimed
But-
league winner,
Yeah,
and the last 2 weeks have been absolute dubs.
but he's still getting the volume. So I'm still starting him, even though it is kind of a shaky matchup. But it's his birthday, so
You hope he just sneaks in for a touchdown.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I.
Point.
That's kind of what I think is going to happen.
Yeah.
Is he has higher touchdown upside since today's his birthday,
Yep.
which is completely made up. But I believe that.
Fair
I'm
enough.
a
Fair
big
enough.
believer in that.
Is he close to that RB cliff?
What do you mean, Art?
Like, what's his? How old is he turning?
I mean, he can't be older
I mean,
than 25
yeah,
or
he
26.
can't be that old.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
But,
Because he just got off his rookie contract, and this is his first year.
Right.
done,
that's true.
so.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah,
But,
and he was a 2nd or 3rd round pick, so I think he only had 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's we can see him pop off. He's definitely gonna get the opportunity to, but I'm hoping it's through the air for the Colts,
Yeah.
and I hope that that's a high scoring game too. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'd love that.
Yeah, it won't be though, because
No,
the Steelers
hell no.
can't score more than 25 points to save their lives.
Trump's
so.
good for it too. Both
He's
those
not.
secondaries are suspect besides Joey Porter Jr. and Kenny Moore. So let's let it fly.
Yeah, I'm with it.
It's not
All right,
gonna
on
happen,
to the
bro.
Broncos Lions. I got to sit for us here, and I am sitting Jared Goff.
Okay.
I think at this point he's back to his goof era.
Jared Goof.
They are back in Detroit, which is helpful because his stats like between being outdoors and indoors are like totally different.
Yeah.
But the main reason why is because the Broncos defense has been eating.
Yeah.
They have allowed under 220 passing yards in 6 of their 7 games, the most recent ones that they played, and they have 10 games this season with 1 interception and 2 with 2 interceptions.
Really.
So yeah, that's
Damn.
pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's really really solid. So and I think that's a total of 13 if I'm doing my math correctly. Yes, I believe
Yeah.
so.
That's
Or
a
14.
crazy turnaround. That
Yes.
Yes.
No, it's been insane.
Dude,
yeah.
they started 1-5. I'm pretty sure.
Right,
Yeah.
and had like one of the worst run defenses like in history.
Well,
And
it's hard to say.
it was skewed. But
It's so skewed.
But
'cause
remember
of the
when
Dolphins
a couple
game.
weeks ago, even I took their run defense from that game out, and they were still averaging
That's
nearly
true, yeah,
100
you
yards.
did say
So
that.
it's like they were really really bad, and they were playing really really well. And I think their secondary is the catalyst to that, with all their turnovers and stuff like that. I think it's a guarantee that Goff throws a pick, and I think that he could counteract that with some touchdowns, but I feel like overall he's probably going to have close to 200 yards passing as well. So
Okay.
I think in that situation, you're going to want to find somebody off the waiver wire to take yourself in the quarterback this playoffs.
Well, I got some coming up that we're gonna talk about.
Okay, I like
So,
that. I like that. How are
but
y'all feeling? Are you thinking
bet in
you
your
want to
car?
start Goff here?
you bet in your car on a golf pick.
Ooh, God, that's
I wonder-
tempting.
I
It's
wonder what
tempting.
the
odds
I
are.
have to see the spread. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
I
was
wonder
gonna
what
say,
the
man.
odds
I
are
bet the odds are
Do
juicy
you
on
guys
that.
remember like when he didn't throw a pick for like
Yeah.
how many games?
For-
Ever since they showed that graphic,
Mhm.
pick city, boy. I
Yeah.
mean, this guy's throwing picks left and right every
Yeah.
other game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the last 2 or 3 especially have just been horrific.
Yeah.
So,
It's been tough sledding for
and
Goff.
he goes through these ebbs and flows, and I think right now he's in a really bad ebb. And I think that this Broncos defense is going to be opportunistic.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean,
Yeah.
And that's
I
it
mean,
for Saturday, and I hope this game's exciting too, because 8:15 I mean, I guess if it's terrible, we can just throw on the UCF fights, but or UCF, UFC
UFC.
fights. Yeah.
I'll be watching both.
Yeah, little split screen action.
Yeah.
I did
love
see
that.
though they're gonna try to get Amon-Ra St. Brown because he didn't really touch the ball at all last week.
Yeah, no.
So they're gonna try to different ways to get him the ball.
Yeah,
That's what I saw.
PS2 is on him. So
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me now. I'm already out of playoffs. So. Too little, too late.
Dude, I don't give a damn about him on run.
I don't.
Not till next season.
Yeah, I don't have him in any fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great.
But moving on, we will actually go to a start quarterback that Austin, you're gonna be happy about. My start of the week is Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito.
Tommy Cutler.
Yes, baby. Listen, he's not going to be like a high-end quarterback. Like, I'm not saying he's going to finish top 5 this week. Like, every single team is playing. And obviously, Aiden O'Connell is going to be top 5. So if you have him, start him.
There's only 4 spots left.
Yeah. So, but, I mean, he's definitely startable. And I think I would actually start him over Jared Goff with confidence this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because,
Believer
listen,
in the DeVito.
I have actually a pretty crazy stat that you're not really going to expect. But the Saints D is super suspect against like mobile quarterbacks.
Okay.
And I say mobile because like I'm not talking about like Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, even Kyler Murray. I'm talking about guys like Trevor Lawrence, Desmond Ridder, Josh Dobbs, Bryce Young, Jordan Love, and Tyson Bagent. All 6 of these quarterbacks have all had over 39 rushing yards against the Saints defense. Which doesn't sound like a lot. It's 39. But none of those guys are really known to run the ball.
Right.
Like, out of all of them, like, Trevor Lawrence is maybe the most mobile, or Desmond Ritter.
That's a QB, too. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I would say, like, those quarterbacks are relatively, like, decently athletic, I would say. Though. Like, they have that scrambling ability versus, like, a Goff or, like, a Tua who doesn't really scramble too much.
And Tommy DeVito, just last week, had 10 rushes for 71 yards.
Crazy.
Yeah, he was rocking those options.
That's what I'm saying. So
Eating them up.
I don't think the Saints are really going to be ready for that. Like, they weren't ready for friggin' Tyson Bagent. Tyson Bagent ran all over them. So, and then another thing about Tommy DeVito, he hasn't thrown an interception in 3 straight games.
Really?
Yeah, he's actually been like he's been cooking, bro. Like he's been making that pizza.
Awesome.
Come on now.
I'll say this though, at any streamable quarterbacks, he has a very safe floor.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's safe.
I'm a fan. Yeah, I don't mind the play if you need to. It's a desperation play.
Exactly.
But if you need to, like Austin, maybe.
It's scary.
It's
Yeah,
scary.
it's
but
scary.
Tommy DeVito, who would have thought Tommy DeVito, playoff starter?
Yeah.
Insane.
Hey, yo, and honestly, last year I didn't start the meme quarterback, Brock Purdy, and I lost because of it. So
Like you're starting them this
maybe,
week, right?
maybe sometimes the meme is true.
So are you starting?
I'm
So-
between Mitch Trubisky and Tommy DeVito right now, and I still don't know what the answer
Do
is.
not start Mitch
Well,
Trubisky, bro.
They got destroyed last week, and he scored 20 points.
It doesn't matter. He's
Anomaly.
it's
Anomaly.
I mean,
Mitch Trubisky could get benched at any given moment. That's the thing. Like Mike Tomlin literally said he was thinking about benching him
Oh, that's
after he threw 2 picks in the first
Yeah,
quarter.
that's
One of them
nice.
got called back.
Bro, exactly though.
But-
even through all that, he scored 20 points. It's rough. It's rough.
Well, one of them got
Because-
called back.
Right, but just like you said, DeVito hasn't scored under 9 points, I believe it is, in DK scoring this season. And
That's
like
crazy.
obviously, you get 9 points. That's not very good for your quarterback.
Yeah.
That's way better than like a 4-point or 2-point like negative point meltdown.
And these last
Which
2
could
weeks, he
happen.
was not the 9 points.
Right,
like,
I think he
scoring
was at like
weeks.
15.
That was like when he was first starting.
That was I think.
Now he's
I
like
think when
cooking.
he came in, even when DJ tore his ACL in the middle of the game, he scored 7 points. So like,
There you go,
oh
bro.
god, dude, I hate
The
it.
hype is actually real,
He's a
and like
baller.
Let's quit talking about it.
it's actually, bro. I'm trying to hype him up. Like you should be actually starting him. Like I
All right.
actually think that he's gonna
I'm
have a
ready.
good game
I'm
against
about
the
to
Saints.
get my hands surgically put like this if he wins the game.
But seriously, I like Tommy DeVito this week, and I'm starting him. You know, I would actually start him over guys like Joe Flacco, who've been balling, which, you know, isn't anything crazy. But I think that he's going to be like a low-end quarterback 1, high-end quarterback 2 this week.
Bro, that's
Like,
crazy.
legitimately.
All right, well, let's get him in the lineup right now.
While you're doing that, we'll go ahead and move over to Mo's matchup. Go ahead.
So speaking of Joe Flacco, I almost made him my start of the week.
Okay.
Almost,
Oh,
but decided
I'm
to
glad you didn't.
I decided to go with Justin Fields. as my
Okay,
start of the
flipped
week.
it over.
Yeah.
Flipped it over.
I like that plan.
Even though the Browns have known to have a very tough defense, they are very hurt.
Yep,
Grand-
extremely hurt.
Grant Delpit just went on IR.
Yep.
He just signed an extension too, so glad he got his bag. And then we have Ogbo Okronkwo, their second leader in sacks, out for the season as well, tore his pec.
Damn.
And Juan Thornhill, I think he's like a groin or some type of leg injury where he's a little hampered by it too. So their secondary's hurting.
And Denzel Ward's, I think, still out.
I believe so.
Yeah, I did see him out on the sideline, I believe, last week too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Now he's been out a couple weeks, but I think he's gonna miss this game.
our
too.
guy Martin Emerson is still in, but
He's good.
yeah, he's fire,
He
bro.
is
I've
good.
been meaning to text you about him, bro. I've seen him make a couple picks like multiple weeks in a row now.
He's good.
Like,
So-
but yeah, if he's your core CB1, that's a big difference than
For sure.
those
Yeah.
other guys, you know.
So the last 3 games since coming back from his injury, Justin Fields, would say, has a very similar to Vito, but even a higher floor,
Yeah.
just because
Yeah.
he's rushed at least 12 times. So
Damn.
In every game.
since coming back from injury.
Damn.
So 12
Yeah, that's
crazy.
So you're looking at for at least a maybe a 5-6 point like floor at the minimum.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course he fumbles or does an interception or whatnot.
But that's rushing alone.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
rushing.
But yeah, exactly. So and I think compared to his first half of games versus this half of games, he's playing considerably well. He's progressing to passing the ball a bit more better. DJ Moore has been something he's definitely
Lighting it up.
Yeah.
low key.
And the team just looks better in general.
He's been wide receiver 6, I think, so far. DJ
Yeah.
Moore, surprisingly, you wouldn't
Yeah.
think so with Justin
Because
Fields.
he just has so
No,
many
he's been
ebbs and
eating.
flows.
Yeah.
He's been absolutely eating.
And he's playing for his job. I think he's playing for his job next
Justin
year.
Fields.
Yeah,
Right.
you got to ball out unless you want to go to a different team, different system,
Right.
new coaching staff. Which
And he's trying to.
Yeah, I think Chicago's gonna get a new coaching staff next year, anyways. I mean,
I don't know if they sneak into the playoffs, bro. I think Eberflus's
Oh,
job might be
Yeah,
safe.
for sure. I feel like they're not going to.
How far back are they in the
They're
playoff
like
race?
2 or 3 games. Is what they're 4-7?
I think
Or
they
4 and-
actually are like.
5-7?
Okay, I can click on it real
Yeah,
quick.
let's find out.
5 and 8.
Yeah.
Still a while
Nah,
away,
that's rough.
but-
Yeah.
They pretty much have to win out.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think I actually looked at their schedule recently, and it's really not too hard for them.
Really?
Yeah.
They have to be
So
considering they're not that great of a team either. But since they traded for Montez Sweat,
that's what I was about to say.
that
Their defense has been,
different.
turning them.
bro. Their defense has been crazy. That's why I was
Imagine if they
saying,
had,
like,
a
don't
amazing
start Joe
linebacker
Flacco.
like Roquan Smith or something.
Well, they got your boy Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, but he sucks.
Great, there it is.
The only reason why I would say I kind of like Joe Flacco is just because they are throwing the ball a bit more
Yeah.
since he's been in,
Yeah.
and you want volume,
Right.
So
Exactly.
I'm just a little scared because, like you said, the Bears D has been really good,
Yep.
and so
And the Browns
That
are
kinda
down
scares
to
me.
Oh, yeah.
their 3rd tackle.
yeah, they have
Yeah.
3 starting
I know.
alignment
Yeah,
out.
and
this
I
week.
know that their left tackle is ranked. This is PFF, so take it with a grain of salt. But 74th out of 78
Is that Jedrick
qualifiers.
Wills?
He's out
No,
this
he's
week.
out.
He's out.
He's out.
Okay.
It's their backup left tackle, and then their backup right tackle, because the other one got injured as well, is 78th out of 78.
Well, they're down.
So,
They're down to the third
yeah.
string right tackle.
Oh,
So-
so yeah,
Even
exactly.
worse.
So maybe even the guy who's 78.
79th
yeah,
out of 78.
The third stringer is either the 78 guy or he's even lower than that.
Yeah.
So
God.
yeah,
they're in shambles.
It's rough, and we know one thing: Joe Flacco can throw an amazing ball, but he can't escape pressure for the
Nope.
life of him.
Yeah.
So if they get some pressure on him, it's going to be scary. And I think Montez Sweat had like 7 pressures last week or some shit like
God,
that.
Monster.
I can't,
Damn.
I can't remember.
Hey.
It was insane, dude.
Monsters of the Midway may
Yeah.
be back. I'm just saying.
Eberflus
That's-
Let me
that's
chill.
bold. That's
Let me
bold.
chill.
That
Let me
one.
chill.
All right.
The one thing I have to say before we move on is Jerome Ford, can you please do something outside of the first quarter? It's literally just first quarter, he
Yeah.
scores,
Yeah.
and then he just doesn't
And then
touch
he
the
Just
ball.
disappears.
He
And
just
it's over.
literally
Hey,
Kareem Hunt.
I'll say it's a nice floor to have. I don't know. It's
No,
a nice
I
floor.
hate it, bro. It's so
It's double digits.
it's so
though.
painful. I don't care. Like the fact that Kareem Hunt plays the last 3 quarters of the game is
Yeah.
so
Is that what is
frustrating.
he Kareem Hunt injured too?
He is hurt with the groin, but
He'll play, bro.
yeah, before
Just to fuck me.
before it has like a wrist injury too,
Yeah.
so we'll see.
All right, that makes sense. Well, I am on Falcons Panthers, and this is like I think this is by far the worst game for the 1 p.m. slate.
Bro, did you
Um,
see the ticket prices? The one ticket
Nah,
price?
what is it?
Those
I
are
know
the-
you
I,
saw.
I think it was Photoshop.
I looked it up and I couldn't find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
45-cent
No.
seats.
Okay, yeah, that's not.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Definitely
But I'm
Photoshop.
sure.
They are cheap though.
I
they're
guarantee
cheap.
you
They
you're
are-
in there for
they're
20
still
day
pretty
of.
cheap. That's
You know,
15
if you
right
start
now.
look- yeah.
It's 15. I
If you
checked.
start looking at Ticketmaster, like outside the stadium, you can probably get on the 50 for like $40.
Oh yeah,
Like
I have a friend who lives in Charlotte,
Yeah.
and she says the ticket prices are like abysmally low.
yeah,
like,
just wait.
Dude, I would
till
just
day of.
go, like,
Yeah,
why
just wait till
not?
day
Yeah,
of and just
You have the
snap
first
up.
overall pick.
Yeah.
Like you have Bryce Young. You
Let's
might
go
as
for
well
it.
go watch
Exactly. And what if he has
Support
an
your
amazing
boy.
him.
game?
Yeah.
You know.
So
But anyway, my guy is somebody who has been a little bit maligned recently, and it's going to be Tyler Algier.
Oh.
I'm saying you want to
Okay.
start Algier.
Wow.
So
Why?
here is why. In the first matchup that these two teams had, Algier had 18 touches between receptions and carries.
What week was this?
This is week
Okay.
1. So
Okay.
it's been a
Okay.
long time. It's been a long
Okay.
time. But the Falcons proved that they can run all over the Panthers, and they did it. Now, can we trust Arthur Smith? Probably
No,
not.
never.
But so
Never.
the reason why I'm saying this is because I think that the Panthers have sneakily had pretty good passing defense. A lot of people haven't noticed that because they've been so abysmal all around.
Yeah.
But been pretty tragic on the ground, and I think because of that, Algier is going to have a nice solid 10 or 15 points, and I think especially in redraft, he's an available free agent. And if you're struggling in the running back position, I think you should start him this week.
That is so risky.
Yeah, it's
That is
crazy
so
risky. It's crazy
Are
risky.
The Falcons tackles being out, does that change your perception of how he's going to play? Because the offensive line's a little banged up too.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's been rough, and the biggest thing is that Arthur Smith just hasn't been getting touches.
Yeah.
Like I was looking through his game log, and he's had over 9 carries every other week, but it's like 9, 8, 10, 9,
It's
9.
consistent.
Like yeah, so that scares me. But I do believe that Arthur Smith is coaching for his job, and he did show a belief in running the ball a little more last week. So I think that they'll probably lean that way. And that's just out of all these matchups, like I don't like Drake London very much because of what I said as far as like the passing defense
Right.
goes. I don't like anybody on the Panthers offense, so that's out. I could say sit all Panthers, but that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then I could say start Bijan, but I mean, if you're not doing
It's
that at
obvious.
this point, you're a cuck. So I think you need to get Algier in the lineup if you're looking for someone with a high ceiling but probably really low floor.
That's interesting though, because in my redraft matchup, it's not playoffs yet, but like, it's not also a must-win for me. But I'm like the 3rd seed, and if I lose, like I'm still pretty good in points for it.
Mhm.
But anyway, I'm starting Jerick McKinnon as my RB2.
I'll
So would
talk
you
more
start-
about that later.
So would you start Algier over him?
100%.
Okay.
And I will talk more about that later.
Okay. Interesting.
Interesting. Very interesting.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and move on to Bucks at the Packers, and I got one that's actually a little under the radar, not super spicy, but also not super obvious. I got Jaden Reed as my start of the week this week.
I like that.
For this
I like
matchup.
that a lot.
And he was actually questionable until today. He practiced in full today, so looks like he's completely healthy, is about to play. But the Bucks are absolutely terrible against wide receivers.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Drake London, like you just said, put up 180 last week
Yeah.
against the Bucks. Like they literally just said, "Oh, well, the Bucks are terrible against the pass. Let's just fucking actually throw it to Drake London for once." And then he fucking absolutely went insane for them. But Christian Watson has been absent from practice all week. I don't think he's going to play.
Nope.
Aaron Jones is questionable and is just an absolute shell of himself this season. He's like Austin Eckler. Sorry, Austin. He's cooked.
Nah.
I'm sorry. It's just the time. Like it's
Cliff.
like the cliff that you
Cliff,
said.
dude.
God, the fucking whistle was abysmal. But there you go. that's where Aaron Jones is right now. And then last week, I mean, Jaden Reed, he had the weirdest stat line I've actually ever seen.
Yeah.
Because I thought he was, I was like, damn, I remember him eating, but it was so weird. He had 10 targets, 8 catches, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, really good, especially for a rookie, but only 27 yards.
What?
Yeah, like 8 catches for 27 yards is like the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But then
Slant merchant.
he still had 4 rushes for 38 yards and a touchdown. Most of them came on 1 rush
Right.
for the touchdown, but still 38 yards and a rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
And then still having 8 catches. I mean, if you're in a PPR league, even half PPR,
Right.
he got you at least double-digit points. So I'm hype on him. I think that he's going to eat against the Bucks' terrible secondary. No Christian Watson. And listen. I've shit on this guy a lot, Jordan Love. And ever since,
the apology.
he's kind of been balling. I'm not apologizing yet. Because they're still losing.
Just admit it.
They're
yeah.
still losing, so I'm not apologizing yet. If they make the playoffs and they impress me in the playoffs, we'll have that conversation.
All right.
But Tampa Bay is
Put a
bottom
pin in
3. They're bottom 3 in pass defense. So
Oh yeah.
I think Jordan Love, this is actually going to be a good week for him. So
Yeah.
if you do have him, you can start him with confidence.
I like the pick a lot just because of how banged up they are on offense. Like you said, Christian Watson,
Mhm.
Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon's questionable. No
Yeah.
Luke Musgrave.
Yep. I think he's out for the season, right? Luke
he's
Musgrave?
in IR. He's working his way back, but he has a kidney injury.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
that's
that's not
tough
great.
nonetheless. So yeah, Jaden Green's a baller. I think he's been a nice long target for Jordan Love, and these guys who can stretch the field. The running ability too. I like him. I like the pick.
Yeah. So I also had Romeo Dobbs. I was thinking about him if Jaden Reed didn't play, but it looks like
He's just
Jaden
so
Reed is going to play.
inconsistent.
But that's the thing is that Romeo Dobbs is literally so inconsistent. Like
He's
he'll
beyond
probably get you a touchdown this week, so I wouldn't mind if you started him too.
Yeah.
But like you said, he's so hit or miss.
Yeah.
And Jaden Reed, I just think is way safer and is going to probably get more targets than Romeo Dobbs at this point.
Yeah.
So
I think Wicks.
Dontavian Wicks.
Yeah, he's a little hurt too. So they're banged up everywhere. But like you said, the Bucks are like their bottom pass defense, and they just funneled
with
them.
injuries.
Yeah,
with
but
injuries.
Jamil Deal, Carlton Davis, Antoine Winfield, like they're just that defense is a complete
Antoine Winfield has been absolutely balling though, bro.
baller. Dude.
Like he should be in DPOY conversations, and I haven't seen him in any. So
He's plays for the Bucks.
it's literally because he plays for the Bucks, but he's been absolutely insane. But yeah, that's all I had to say about this game. I think Chris Godwin is super shaky at this point this whole season. I feel like he has been, and then Mike Evans. I mean, he's just an absolute baller, so you have to start him.
Stud, absolute stud,
Yeah.
underrated,
Hall of Famer.
always.
Yeah.
I know Chris Godwin has some issues with the coaching staff lately. Like his wife
Really?
came out and said something about like his role.
Not
on the
getting
team.
enough targets.
Yeah,
And stuff. Yeah.
so-
And then they fed him 14
Damn.
times, and they dropped the ball like 6-7 times last week.
Really, I
Hell
didn't
yeah.
see any of that. God
yeah.
damn.
You were a Pittsburgh
spicy.
nerd.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was focused on fucking drowning out the Mason Rudolph chance. God, absolute hell, literally in the 7th layer of hell. So we'll move on to 2 teams that actually aren't really in hell right now. Mo, go ahead and take it away.
So this game, Jets at Dolphins,
Yep.
big game for the Dolphins.
Spicy.
They need to win this game to keep up with the number 1 seed race.
And these
But-
guys.
Unfortunately, let's chill. Unfortunately, though, my sit of the week is going to be quarterback Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh,
And
baby.
That
hurts.
takes a man to do that right
It
there.
does.
It hurts me to say that just because I love Tua. That's my boy. That's Oos. That's QB1. Look, if you watched that Monday Night Nightmare last week,
Blunder.
I wish I can just eviscerate that memory from my brain because Monday night, dude, I kid you not, Tuesday, I was miserable. I was miserable Tuesday. I was pissed off. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was so mad because did you guys see that stat on the bottom of the screen where I think since like 2016 or 17, if you're losing by 14 plus points with 3 minutes left, no team has ever came back.
Right.
Are you
Well,
serious?
dude, I think that stat is ever in regulation.
Was it ever?
It's ever in regulation because teams will come back in overtime, but nobody's ever done it before the fourth quarter.
I don't know if it was like from 2016, 17 or that, but like, regardless, I was shook.
It's ridiculous.
Hey.
It was insane.
They played a future Hall of Fame quarterback though, so can you really blame them?
No.
We'll talk about him later.
I got something to say about Will Levis, but if you guys watched that game, I don't know if you guys noticed on the offensive line, they were missing 4 out of their 5
Yeah.
starters.
Mhm.
Left tackle all the way to right guard, they're
Mhm.
missing. At the beginning of the season, Tua actually had decent protection,
Yeah,
and he was getting the football fast, further than anyone else in NFL
Right.
history.
and they were doing great.
And then Armstead, he says he might play. I take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
When he's out there, he's a stud. But
Yeah.
man,
He's guaranteed 7 games.
He is
this
injury
season.
prone.
he is.
He is injury
that
prone.
guy's. I love him. He's made of glass, man. Like,
Yeah.
and the way he gets hurt is stupid stuff. Like he gets rolled up on. It's not like he hurts himself. He just gets rolled up on. It's the dumbest stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys. I think I told Austin you the other day, but they might be starting a center who hasn't played a game in 3-4 years.
Yep.
Holy shit.
And funny enough, the last team he played for was the Jets.
Oh.
Oh.
But that was 3-4 years ago.
Oh.
Jeff
so-
Saturday?
I think his
Oh
name's
my
Jonathan
gosh.
Harrison or something like that.
God.
I've never heard of the cat until recently. They signed him this week.
Yeah, that's
They
not the
they
best.
he said he was watching Netflix when he got the call. Or he's about to watch Netflix when he got the call.
He's literally on the couch.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but anyways, the Jets have the second best pass defense
Right.
against yardage. I think it's just under 185 yards per game. They're second in touchdowns allowed, just I think 14.
Jeez.
The issue with Tyreek Hill, I mean, he's obviously the MVP of the team. He's
Yeah.
the system.
Maybe the league.
Might be of the league.
Yeah, I mean, he makes that team. He's the engine of that team, and he's been having nagging ankle injuries throughout the whole season. I think he said in the post conference last game that he felt like he broke his ankle at first because the way he got tackled, it was that I think it was like a drop tackle or horse collar,
Yeah.
but he hurt his ankle and it's been bothering him. And then also weather could be a big factor. I think I saw it could be up to 20-mile-per-hour winds.
Sheesh.
So
It's in Miami though, right?
it's in Miami.
It's in Miami.
It's like a half
With,
dome.
Yeah.
I mean, but with, for those that, are living in Florida, that we're getting a fucking tropical storm tomorrow.
That's the thing.
Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
So,
we'll see. I mean, hopefully, Tyreek hasn't practiced all week. He's listed as questionable. The way the Dolphins handle injuries this season has been very, very cautious. Like, you can practice all week on a limited basis, but they will sit you out of precaution. So,
they should, bro.
yeah, I mean,
They learned their lesson from last year. Kill the noise, kill the
but
noise.
out of everyone who they've done that to this year, if anyone's gonna play,
It's
it'll be Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
but
he's tough.
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't. I would love if he did, but they don't want to aggravate that because without him, the offense is in disarray.
Right.
Yeah, it
So
is.
you can tell.
Wasn't Jalen Waddle a little banged up last week too?
He was,
He's
and
banged up all this
he's
season
been
as well.
very
Yeah.
low key this season, where he's actually on pace for 1,000 yards
Yeah.
quietly. No one's really
Yes,
talking about
quietly.
it, but it's like they're funneling to Tyreek Hill. And it's obvious too
Yeah.
because they want him to get that 2K, which is obviously a special,
Right.
recognition to have in the
Of
league.
course.
But they got to run the ball, man. The key to this win, if they're gonna win, they have to run the ball. Like Raheem Mostert said, I have to get on Mike McDaniel because dude, they were at the red zone and I think 3rd and 4, and they passed it 3 straight times when they ran it to get there. So they love the pass game. Liam Eichenberg is the backup center now. He had a kind of a botched snap with Tua, dropped to the floor. Tua picked it up, got hit. So Connor Williams being hurt is devastating
Huge
to the offense.
difference,
Yeah.
He is dude, he's the best offensive lineman on our team because he's the
Better
captain.
than
of
Armstead?
He's more key than Armstead.
Okay, I see what
So
you're saying.
because he directs
More of
the
an X
offense.
factor.
Yeah, the way he gets to the second level in the blocking, like you guys saw the Dolphins versus the Broncos game when they
Yeah.
scored 70. Like those
Who
running,
didn't?
those running lanes they had, you saw
Right.
the offensive linemen running downfield. All those guys are gone except Austin Jackson.
Right.
So it's
And he's the worst one of them, obviously. Or
He's
not
had a
obviously,
good
but
season.
probably.
he's that.
Yeah.
He's
Dude,
had a good season.
nobody.
Comeback player of the year?
I'm not saying no. He signed an extension. You saw he signed an extension
Yeah.
mid-season. Butch Berry. He was the offensive line coach who got fired last year from the Broncos, put the post-it notes on the blocks and stuff like that, and was like, we hired him. Top 3 signing this offseason.
Nice.
Without a
Big
doubt.
difference.
This guy
That's crazy.
turned, dude, the pass,
Offensive line coaching is huge.
Yeah.
dude, considering how many guys we've played through, it's-
Especially with an offense like the Dolphins,
Yeah.
you need a good offensive line and need them to be agile, need them to be able to go down the field and block down the field too. So
it's a Shanahan-led offense, so you
Yeah.
gotta produce.
You
So
need those dynamic O lines.
yep. So
Yeah.
but yeah, unfortunately, my sit is
Sit
Tua.
Tua,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I got a question about that. So with the quarterbacks we talked about, would you start Jared Goff or Tua this week? Goff plays. Who do they play again? The Broncos,
Yeah.
and then
man,
Tua
that's
versus the Jets.
That's a rough
that's a
rough
double-edged
question.
sword because it's just like Austin brought the defense for the Broncos and the defense for the Jets. They're both top tier lately.
Here, I'm gonna do this. I was also gonna do a separate question for Tommy DeVito, but if you had to choose one of those 3, who are you starting?
If I had to pick between those 3, I'm picking Tua.
Austin,
Mm.
out of those 3,
I mean, it ain't Goff for sure. But I think he's going to have a real rough game. But the way
I
we're
got
talking
my
now, I
answer.
can see him doing that. Yeah, I know you're going to go with DeVito.
DeVito, come on!
I really am so unsure about DeVito,
Actually,
bro. But I might have to ride him into the
I don't mind.
win.
Yeah, I don't mind that just because Tua fumbles the ball quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
He's a league leader in fumbles and fumbles lost. Which
Really?
Is, yeah.
Oh, yeah. People never talk about that.
Yeah, he's
I
right,
haven't heard that.
he's right behind Lamar Jackson.
And also,
Not who I thought.
but yo,
he
also
was
fumbles
leading.
do get credited to people when the ball flies over their heads.
That's
so,
true.
like, to be fair,
Flash
it's a little
pass.
skewed. It's a little skewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, I want to mention.
Yeah.
I brought it up.
I know.
So-
Hey, man, this guy is true character.
Yeah.
Unbiased.
Yeah. Unbiased.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm starting Tommy DeVito over both of them for sure. Even
Oh,
though I
yeah.
have him in 0 leagues, and I'm not actually doing
That's your
it.
guy.
If Tyreek plays, I'll play Tua. If he doesn't play,
Okay.
I don't mind the DeVito start.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
With that rushing stat, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Yeah.
floor.
It is a nice floor. We'll move on to Chiefs at Patriots.
Chiefs Patriots.
This is actually probably the worst game of the week.
Yeah, this one's pretty rough.
Yeah, they actually moved this game off of like.
Yeah, it was prime time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. They flexed it. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
sick.
God.
Yeah, that's actually amazing.
Seriously.
Yeah, I'm sitting all the Patriots and the Chiefs running backs. Both of these teams have good rushing defenses, and the Patriots especially, I think, are third in rushing yards allowed. The CEH is a stupid, fat, greasy meatball. You should never have that idiot in your lineup.
You really should have.
I literally like. I legitimately have hate in my heart for that man. Like I don't really feel that way about any other NFL players. Like relax.
Why?
Bro, I
Just the meatball.
had $150 on them, bro, to beat the Ravens at the beginning of like 2 seasons ago, and I put more on it because they were about to kick the game-winning field goal, bro. And this fucking greasy Italian sausage fingers bitch drops the ball, bro. The worst fumble I've ever seen in my life when they're in field goal range. Harrison Butker's money from 40, and this guy's just like, oh. Just like I literally fumbled away my $200. So
okay, well that makes sense.
They
you owe me 2 Benjis, bitch. But anyway, so yeah, never trust that guy.
Oh my god.
Jared McKinnon's fine, but I think he is better as a change of pace back to Pacheco. So I think when he is getting the larger workload, he's really not going to be able to produce, and especially against the Patriots defense that's had a really, really successful time stopping the run. I honestly hate everybody for this matchup except for Kelsey and Rashee Rice. Because I feel like they're gonna get their stuff. So I mean, if you have Rice already, you're probably starting him every week. I would continue to do that. But in general, sitting those Pats and those Chiefs running backs makes a lot of sense to me because I don't think either of them are going to have a lot of production.
That's good.
I got an interesting. Who would you rather start? So would you rather start Rashee Rice or Jaden Reed this week?
Rashee Rice.
Yeah, I think Rice, man. The Patriots secondary isn't like the worst thing on earth, but they are definitely like middle tier, and I think that Rice has shown that he's the only wide receiver outside of Kelsey that they can really trust. So I think he's going to get like 5-6 receptions a game.
Dude, I would honestly take Jaden Reed.
Really?
Yeah, I think he has even more upside because with Christian Watson out, with Luke Musgrave out, with Aaron Jones being shit, with the Bucs defense being shit, I think I'd take Jaden Reed.
But even in a matchup that he did well in, he only had like 50 all-purpose yards. So
that's true, but he scored.
But
that's a fact. That's a big fact.
Targets and catches, like it makes you feel a little bit more less uneasy.
He's gonna get that work.
I do like Rashee Rice because he's building that chemistry with Mahomes.
Yeah, and that's another reason too.
He needs to establish that wide receiver one.
He has Sky Moore. Bye.
Yeah,
no more Tyreek Hill.
Taking him top 5, bro.
Can you imagine taking him top 4?
That was top.
He took him with the.
Who would do that? That's crazy.
Just some idiot.
Crazy.
But you're not a big Zeke fan. Zeke just absolutely killed the Steelers in front of my very eyes.
I do. Zeke eats sometimes, and he looked really good last week. But I think that the Chiefs' rushing defense is legitimate, and they got their boy back. So
if I could counterpoint, if there's one guy who would start on the Patriots, it would be Ezekiel Elliott.
That is a fact.
He's just a volume.
If I had to, like I don't feel like I wouldn't go grab like Chuba Hubbard off the waiver wire over Zeke or something like that. You know.
Here's a random question: if you had to pick one pass catcher from the Patriots, who would you start?
Demario Douglas.
We're not talking. Well, isn't he out?
No, clear.
Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
We're not talking Zeke.
Just no pass catcher.
He is a pass catcher.
Zeke.
He had like 8 catches against the Steelers last week.
Wide receiver or tight end?
Yeah, wide receiver, tight end.
I would say Hunter Henry. I would say Hunter Henry.
I don't mind that. Yeah. I think whoever Bailey Zappi could find like a security blanket too.
It's also unfair because I didn't even know this until after the game, but Hunter Henry's birthday was last week. And, the birthday storyline, and he had 2 touchdowns against us. So.
Damn, bro.
Yeah, in front of my very eyes.
Jared's theory holding water.
Yeah, dude, I'm actually a strong believer in that. I'm a strong believer in birthday games and revenge games. Yeah. Strong believer, and we're about to talk about that next.
All right.
But
I mean that's all I have to say about this one.
Funny you say that.
It's going to be pretty rough game to watch.
I got one more. Who would you rather start? Because this is actually real in my redraft league. Like I said, I have Jerick McKinnon starting right now, but I also have Zeke on the bench.
Zeke over Jerick all day.
Thinking Zeke
all day.
Scary though, because like you said, the Chiefs' run defense is so good, and Nick Bolton is back. Nick Bolton's back. That's a big thing for the Chiefs.
Yeah,
he is a tackle machine. So,
You could run on the Chiefs a little bit. I think you can run on them a little bit.
but as the Patriots though,
They're definitely not as strong.
They're just gonna keep running the ball though.
Yes. What are they gonna do? Pass it with Zappy?
they did last week.
Yeah.
But we'll move on to the revenge game that I was talking about. D-Hop is not my star of the week, but I do think that he's going to actually eat.
Yeah, probably.
But my star of the week is the guy throwing to him, and that's Will Levis.
Mr. Mayo.
Mr. Mayo boy,
Mayo,
baby.
bro.
Listen, squirt that whole bottle into the coffee, and let's cook.
That's what I was gonna say later. I saw that video. Like, what the hell is he doing?
Dude, he's sponsored by
I
Helmets.
know, but
Guy's a maniac.
Hey, he's a genius. He has a lifetime contract with Helmets
Lifetime.
Mayo. Lifetime. Doesn't matter what he does. He could pull some Josh Giddey shit, and he's still good. But Will Levis, listen, against the Texans, Zach Wilson in the fucking pouring rain last week threw for 301 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions against Houston.
That's pretty crazy.
So why can't Will Levis do that? Will Levis last week at Miami threw for 327, a touchdown, and a pick, which the pick was I don't even remember. Was the pick his
Terrible.
fault? It was
yeah,
actually
it was
pretty bad,
a
right?
screen.
Yeah, it was
right?
an absolute.
Oh, I
trash
remember
Zach
it.
Sealer.
It was the pick 6. Yeah.
He had a couple drop picks too, or would-be picks, but that could be said about any quarterback.
Yeah.
It's
But
not on the stat sheet.
Yep.
another thing too, I don't really believe in this narrative, but I mean the last time that Will Levis wore the Oilers jerseys, he had 4 touchdowns. So and they're wearing those jerseys.
Those are clean ass.
They
And,
are.
and against
Nah, the
Houston too.
Jersey vibe
Yeah.
is serious, bro.
Dude, it actually is serious. And DeAndre Hopkins had 3 touchdowns
Look
the
at
last time
Seahawks
they were in
too,
there.
Bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Perfect example.
And but yeah, that's who I got. D-Hop revenge game. It sucks because I actually played Kyle in Slamley this week. I have Will Levis. He has D-Hop, so it's gonna be rough
It's gonna
for
be-
me.
Yeah.
But-
Hopefully no touchdowns for him.
Let's go, Nick Westbrook-Akine. So
Whoa.
or Chega Conquo. Come on, please.
Okay, that one's more believable.
I don't know. Neither of them were that believable.
Where's Traylon Burks been?
Conco's nice.
He's been playing, bro. He's actually been playing.
I
He
know,
just
but,
does nothing. He does
Yeah, that's what I'm
nothing.
saying. He's not out. I don't see him.
He's on IR.
No, I've
Every
actually
day,
seen him.
every
He's
play,
literally just out there getting cardio.
Yeah, he's non-existent.
Yep.
Dude's
Yeah.
he's like Terry McLaurin, just out there getting cardio.
Hey, chill.
Oh, whoa!
Wow.
It's source.
That's
Sunday.
what he said when he
Wow.
played versus the Dolphins a couple weeks ago. He's like, I was out there getting cardio.
Is
No
that what he
targets.
said?
Yes, no
Nice.
targets.
Nah, Terry
That's
McLaurin
rough.
has not had an excellent couple weeks, but that's all right.
Can I say?
Coming off a bye, maybe he's eating this.
That's
week.
all I have.
Have we
with
gone
Will
over
Levis.
the Commanders yet? Because I have a crazy.
Nah,
stat.
that's up
No,
next.
that's
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But yeah, that's all I have for Texans. And CJ Stroud has actually been listed as doubtful now,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be Davis Mills. That's another reason why I actually
General
think
Mills.
Mills Mafia.
General Mills.
General Mills. That's another reason why I think. I mean, it's just good game script for Levis, I guess.
Yeah.
I think the Texans' offense is just going to be abysmal this week. I mean, Tank Dell's out for the season. I don't
Nope.
know if Nico Collins
Nope.
is playing.
Out.
He is officially out.
Nope.
Yeah, so I mean, Noah Brown has had 0 catches in his last 2 weeks and is supposed to be the number 1, or I guess number 2 guy since Nico Collins is playing. Still had 0 catches. Dalton Schultz is back this week for
Yep.
them, but I mean, I guess honestly, if you need a tight end to start, he's really just their only target. So I don't mind starting Dalton Schultz.
Yeah.
But the thing I said, remember a couple weeks ago, the Titans have, I don't know if they're still the number 1 defense against tight ends, but I said Evan Ingram was going to score against them. He didn't. They have allowed 0 touchdowns to tight ends. I don't know if that's still true, but
Dang.
3 weeks ago it was definitely true.
Yeah, that's pretty
So you can maybe start Dalton Schultz. I would probably try and go a different way just because I want to avoid all Texans this week.
Yep.
Devin Singletary, Damian Pierce, get them off your lineup.
Yeah.
And then get Will Levis and DeAndre Hopkins and Derrick Henry in your lineup. Derrick Henry is
Not
insane
doing
against the
anything.
Texans. No, bro, he's actually insane against the Texans,
Yeah.
and he's not cooked yet. Like
looks good.
the cliff,
Cooked.
he is still standing on the top of the cliff saying "fuck you" to Aaron Jones and Austin Eckler. So
He's the anomaly.
he is the anomaly. He is an absolute freight train. So that's all I really have to say about this matchup. Start the Titans, sit the Texans. So, yeah.
I don't hate that. I mean, I don't have probably 0 confidence in any Texans. If I had to start, if you had to start one Texan,
It's Dalton Schultz. That's it.
Yeah, probably.
And I'm not even confident in it.
if I was gonna do that, I would probably take a shot on somebody because Dalton Schultz, who knows what his floor would be.
Yeah.
If I want to take a random shot, Xavier Hutchinson. The reason why, here's why.
That's deep.
That is a
It's
deep
a
pull.
That's
It's
a
a
12.
deep
That's a 12-man, 14-man league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If anyone's gonna replicate what Nico Collins could do, his body height,
Yeah.
size, it's gonna be Xavier Hutchinson. And then, I mean, who knows
What
what?
about John Mechie?
I was gonna actually bring. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he's just been. I don't
He's been
understand.
irrelevant. He's been
Yeah,
irrelevant.
Guys had like 2 receptions most.
It's a different regime, and they actually crazy because they traded up for him last year.
Yeah.
They just a different regime, and I don't know. It just
2 years
And
back.
knew that he was going to be out all season.
yeah. So I don't know.
No, they didn't.
No.
Or no.
After, but
He had
That's right.
a-
That's
right.
right.
Yeah.
But he was injured, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
he had a-
already
he had a-
injured?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was ACL.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's crazy.
Didn't he do it in? No, that was
He
James.
did it in
He
Williams.
did-
Alabama, yeah.
That was
yeah,
Jameson
was
Williams.
the championship
Yep.
game?
That was J-Mo though. I think that was.
You
J-Mo.
might be
Yeah, it
right.
was
Yeah,
James,
you're right.
John Mechie, I think it happened during the regular season.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was raw and he's just not done much, so it was an opportunity.
Yeah.
Tough. Yeah, tough leg for the Texans. And
Texans
the,
Titans could be a spicy
If you
matchup if
Dude.
Davis Mills comes out and plays. So we'll see.
Nah, I think that division just got really spicy.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
especially, I don't know, Jacksonville's kind of sus to me.
Oh yeah,
A little
I've
bit.
always
There's
thought
that.
I've always thought that they were a little.
That's 'cause you're
above
biased,
the record.
that's like-
I'm 100% biased. to them.
Yeah.
But a non-biased take is Travis Etienne is the best player on the team, and having a running back be your
Yeah.
best player on the team never works in this modern NFL.
Come on.
Tell me who?
The 49ers.
Nah, dude.
Yes!
Brock Purdy.
Okay. Well, speaking of the 49ers, Mo, let's talk about them.
Okay. So my sit of the week for the Niners and Cardinals is actually be James Conner.
Okay,
Okay.
Conhead.
So in 5 games versus San Francisco, Conner has had averages 52 rushing yards, 2.5 receptions, 23 receiving yards, and at least 1 touchdown. Doesn't sound too
It's
bad.
not bad.
Here's the caveat.
Okay.
Take out that one 2021 game versus the Niners where
When
you
he
have
was on the Steelers.
Steelers actually didn't do great. That one game where Steelers didn't do that great.
Great.
So you take that one game where he actually went off versus the Niners, and I think the Cardinals were actually winning that season. The Niners were actually
Yeah,
losing
that was
season.
the season that the
2021.
Cardinals were like 9-0 to start
Yeah.
the season or something.
So he had 96 rushing yards, 77 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns.
God
Take
damn.
all that away, take that one game away, it gets down to 41 rushing yards, 10 receiving yards, and maybe half a touchdown in those 4 games played.
Yeah, it's not great.
That's crazy.
And it doesn't hurt. I mean, it doesn't help that the San Francisco has the #1 rush defense.
I was going to say.
At about less than 80 yards per game. In the last 3, it's been less than 68 yards per game.
Chase Young.
And ever since coming back from injury, James Conner, because he missed quite a few games, he's finished no higher than RB28 aside from the revenge game versus Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I
so-
knew it was coming.
Yeah,
I
too.
know the revenge game.
I was like, he had over 100 yards against us
Zeke
and
and
scored.
James Conner,
It's the
huh?
revenge
And
game.
Juju. Juju
Yeah.
last
Oh
week 8
my
against us
God.
too, bro. Like, it's ridiculous.
You're a
So,
sicko.
I mean, he's going to be
Yeah, I am.
running against a brick wall, I feel like, and if he's going to have any success, it'll be probably through the air. But if you look at his receiving his stats this year,
It's not great.
it's non-existent.
Yep.
I feel
And
like.
I think Hollywood's back this week too.
Yeah.
So that could take away some of his
Yeah.
work.
So, I
And
mean,
Brock Purdy's going to drop a 40 bomb on him, so the Cardinals will be passing a lot this week.
Probably. Like, actually,
Yeah.
legitimately,
Mhm.
probably.
so if you have James Conner,
Take him out.
take him out.
That makes
Yeah.
sense to me.
It's tough.
I like
mean,
that one a
their,
lot.
their rush defense is just
And I can't believe
Oh.
this is one of the 405 games. Like, how did they have
It's
6?
because they're a West,
West
Coast,
Coast.
team.
Yeah, West
Right,
Coast.
but I mean, come on, dude. Get us another 405
Wait, there's
game.
only 3?
Yes, bro. We're literally going to be watching Cowboys.
How
Bills,
many
like,
1
it.
o'clock
That's it.
games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, no.
8.
7. No, 7. Because
Alright.
these are
Saturday
Saturday
games.
games. That's right. Okay. That makes more sense.
Still, bro. Come on.
But yeah, 49ers,
Add
Cardinals.
another one in there.
Come on.
And especially my next one. Is that, we have the notes on the Niners Cardinals here?
yeah, I mean that was just about it. I mean the Niners did
That
have
makes
a
sense to
top
me.
ass defense.
Right. I think, and this is one of those matches where, it's the NFL, so you never want to be like, oh, they're going to win, or they're going to run with, like, I feel like the 49ers are better than the Cardinals in every single way.
Oh,
Yeah,
every,
every facet.
every cap, yeah,
Yeah.
every single
You know,
spot.
so I think that's going to be the case, and then on to another 405 game that I think this could be spicy. Maybe we'll see how the Commanders are feeling, but one thing I do know for a fact is that the Commanders' secondary is horrific.
Yeah, Emmanuel Forms.
These stats are
Go
absolutely
State.
ridiculous. So my start of the week is the Rams pass catchers, Puka and
Yes.
Cup, as well as Matthew Stafford, because Washington allows a 106 QBR to opposing passers. 106.
Wow.
They allow 12.6 yards per catch to
Holy
opposing passers.
What?
Per
Yeah,
catch.
per catch. Per catch.
Well, that's not good.
Averaging
for
more than a first down per reception. This defense is cooked, boy.
Yeah, it's
Like,
bad.
That is impossible.
I mean, when they traded
This
away,
is literally the stuff I wrote is impossible. It's 12.6.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah. It's crazy, and I believe 2 wide receivers, the QBR is even higher. I couldn't get an exact answer on that one, but I believe that this is total QBR to pass catchers, and then QBR to wide receivers is like 111 or something like that.
Jesus.
So like they're gonna snap.
I actually
They're literally gonna snap.
I actually did see a stat like that.
Yeah.
I think they definitely allow the most points to outside receivers in the NFL.
Yeah.
Really?
And it's like
Right.
not close.
Right.
Like it's not nearly close.
It's going to be insane, and the Commanders could come out here chucking the ball because we saw the Rams are a little weak in the secondary based off of how saucy the Ravens were against them.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see this being a little bit of a shootout. But in general, I think that the Rams pass catchers are going to absolutely dominate.
So, I have a crazy stat about Sam Howell real quick.
I love that.
Okay.
So even though he's been a top,
Passing yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could guess where, Jahan Dodson, McLaurin, or even Logan Thomas, any of those guys ranking like wide receivers, none of them are like in the top 20.
I was gonna say,
No,
yeah.
he's very good about spreading the ball around.
Where
Yeah.
are the
It's
points
crazy.
like going?
I don't
It's crazy.
understand.
Where are they going?
Honestly-
Deontay Brown, bro.
No, not even, bro. Brian Robinson. He got
Yeah.
for no reason has just been insane at pass catching this season, which he's actually out this week too. So
Yeah, tough one.
hey,
Terry.
Antonio Gibson.
I did also hear something about the Commanders too. I think it was them. Is that they just released one of their corners. They signed to an extension with guaranteed money in the offseason. They just cut him and they just signed someone else.
And
So
St. Juice.
no,
Nah,
it
he's
was
definitely
I was gonna
there.
say, I think he's their only playable
Yeah,
corner.
referee. Yeah.
No, he's been getting shit on too.
Oh my
He's been getting
goodness.
they literally have just been all been getting shit.
Yeah, I
on.
mean, yeah, it's not good. It's
It's
not good.
not
They
good.
trade away like their Montez Sweat, Chase Young. So
But hey, Sam Howell is
it's a
a
baller.
he's a higher quarterback than Patrick Mahomes this season in fantasy points, which is just
And probably in
it's
a couple
crazy.
stats, to be
it's
honest.
crazy.
He's a top one of the league.
He has
leaders
more
in
passing yards for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's like number 3 or 4 maybe.
Mhm.
Maybe
I
number
don't
2.
think he
Chucking
might have
that
fallen
big
off.
dude.
I know he was 1 for a while, and then Stroud passed him.
Yeah, 2 is back at 1 now.
2 is back at 1.
Mhm.
Not for long. Anything else to say about Commanders Rams, Austin?
Nah, no way. This game
Oh,
could be a shootout, but I could very easily see this being 21 to 3 within the second quarter. And just kind of taking it from there.
How do you feel about Antonio Gibson though?
I feel like
Like here, hold on. Are you starting him over any running back in Chiefs Patriots game?
Yeah,
Okay,
100%.
all right.
Really?
How
I think
about
so.
James Conner?
Yeah.
You're starting Gibson over James Conner?
Yeah, I think so.
Mo?
What do you think?
I would start Ezekiel Elliott over Antonio Gibson.
And I can
Okay.
see that. I can see the argument for that for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like the Chiefs running hasn't been incredible, like I said, but they've definitely been upper echelon run defense, and Nick Bolton's return is
Huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely kind of going back to the Chiefs Patriots game. I think they'll definitely miss Pacheco. I mean, I think he's
Oh,
having
yeah.
Pacheco. I mean,
Big time,
he's been having
that guy's
a
amazing.
really solid season.
He just runs really hard. It's cool.
Yeah.
I love.
It's
I do-
cool.
you know,
It's very fun to watch.
he's a true my guy.
He
Yeah.
actually is.
Absolutely.
I love him.
your
I
guy.
love the way he runs,
Yeah.
dude. He just runs hard. I just love it.
He took over for Cam Akers, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cam Akers.
Well, we don't talk about
Rest
him.
in peace.
It's rough, bro.
We'll move on to the best
Yeah.
4 o'clock game. The spicy
So
game
much
of
on
the
line,
week.
Yeah.
Game of the week. Game of
Better
the
than Sunday Night Football, better than Monday Night Football, better than any of the Saturday games.
Yep.
Not better than Thursday Night Football. And like we said, if you have any Raiders, start them, besides Josh Jacobs.
Especially
But,
the defense.
Austin, remember what I said before the podcast? I have 2-year players
Yeah.
that I'm talking about. And I'm saying to bench Stephon Diggs.
Oh no.
Bench Stephon Diggs.
Oh no.
No,
Stop.
no!
I don't hate that though.
It's
And I
crazy.
kind of. I
He's been
think I know where
sus
you're
these
gonna go.
last couple weeks.
So here's where I'm going. Well, first of all, and this is a big thing, it's a rain game. So that's kind of spooky. And then also matched up against Deron Bland, who's Defensive Player of the Year candidate, who isn't he's pretty good in coverage. He's not like Joey Porter Jr. in coverage, but he's not like
they might have Gilly on.
He's a
him,
ball
honestly.
he's not like Trayvon Diggs was,
Yeah, he's
where he
definitely-
was getting all these picks but allowing the most amount of yards. He's still actually decent. I would say good in coverage. So that's a reason why I kind of think Stephon Diggs might struggle a little bit. But also, Diggs hasn't been matchup proof this year.
Mhm.
He has been bad against bad matchups. Like versus Denver, which is against, obviously PS2. 3 catches for 34 yards.
Clamped.
Against the Jets, Sauce Gardner, 4 catches for 27 yards.
Clamped.
Against Kansas City, I don't know if it was against L'Jarius Sneed or Trent McDuffie, probably a combination of the two, because I don't think they follow. 4 catches for 24 yards.
Clamped. Jesus.
And in all those games, 0 touchdowns.
Mhm.
All 3 of them, 0 touchdowns.
Was Dawson Knox playing in any of those games?
No.
Okay.
All 3 of these games were within the past 4 weeks.
When Dawson Knox plays, Stephon Diggs definitely gets the ball a bit more.
Really?
It's a weird, like, the splits are weird, because when Dalton Kincaid's, like, the number 1 tight end, they
Yeah.
definitely play more different formations.
Yeah.
When Kincaid's the only guy out there, he gets more targets. A little bit more targets, not as much as, like, as Diggs, but Diggs' numbers, they suffocate because of that. But when Knox is out there, Diggs does a little bit better.
It's probably because they just expose them on the field more.
It's
Right.
weird. It's weird
They
how
just
it
spread
works,
the field
but
a little easier.
Yeah.
splits are weird. But
That is weird.
I saw like a weird stat about it a couple weeks ago. and I thought it was definitely really interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah.
Well, that is interesting. My last note that I have for Stephon Diggs is last week the Cowboys defense played the Eagles, and they played against A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Both of those 2 receivers lost a fumble last week. I'm not saying it's going to happen this week against Stephon Diggs. That could just be an anomaly, but it's something you have to look at. Like, they're looking for the strip. They're looking to strip the ball from these receivers, and they stripped both of their top 2 receivers last week. So it's just scary to start Stephon Diggs. I actually do think that since it's in Buffalo, I kind of do think that Buffalo wins. I don't know what the betting odds are or anything.
Favored somehow.
That's what I was kind of. I thought they were
Makes
favored.
they're home, so like it kind of makes sense. It's
It kind of does,
it's like a
but
2.5
like,
points
but it's the
spread or
Cowboys,
something.
bro. They're the number 1
Right.
team in the NFC right now, aren't they?
Nah.
I thought they were. They passed the
Niners
Eagles, right? Oh, the Niners
Yeah,
are.
but they're number 1 in the division
Okay.
for now.
Okay.
But even though the Eagles still hold their own destiny, it's kind of crazy
Yeah.
how that works.
Wait, are they the number 1?
Cowboys are number 1.
Cowboys
in the
definitely passed them.
division. Yeah, but the Eagles could still.
But just because the
if they
Eagles
went
haven't
out.
played as many NFC games or something.
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
conference
Okay, that
records,
makes
like
sense.
tiebreakers and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
But yeah, I'm saying to bench Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying like he's gonna be a total bust. Like, I'm not saying he's gonna have like one of those type of games where he's just getting like 30 yards on like 4 catches, but it's definitely possible, and we've seen it. I mean, all of those games were within the past 4 weeks.
Mhm.
So the 3 of those past 4 weeks. So
So there's a counterpoint to that.
there's caution. Okay, let's hear it. This is what I wanted to hear.
Stephon Diggs has 11 targets in the last 3 games.
Okay.
So if he
What combined?
He's had some butterfingers too.
every game,
He's had some
11
Oh,
targets.
okay.
He's dropped
Yep,
the ball quite a
he's
bit
dropped
too.
had a couple drops, a couple mental lapses, all this kind of stuff. So he's still getting the necessary like production towards him. He just
Yeah.
isn't executing.
He's getting
on
the
it.
opportunity.
And the Cowboys just allowed 77 or 80 yards to Devontae Smith
Yeah.
and 99 yards to AJ Brown.
Yeah.
So
I did see that.
And look
you
what
know.
Geno Smith did to them a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think their secondary is suspect, and I also think that this is a pretty much a must-win game for the Bills. Like, because
Oh, it definitely
all
is.
of their bad tiebreakers in the AFC, being able to get this win and kind of separate themselves from the pack, I think is huge. And I think Diggs going for 20 plus.
Well, with that being said, I hope the Bills get their ass blown out. So.
Yeah, great. I'm sure you do.
Dak for MVP. Dak for MVP.
I'm either gonna look like a genius or look like the biggest dumbass
Yeah.
because I think it's
That
really
one's
gonna be
aggressive.
boom or bust. Like Diggs is gonna have either a 20-point game or he's gonna have like a 3-point.
I
game.
agree. Yeah, I don't foresee him getting like 10.
Yeah.
I think it'll either be like a very rough game again, or he's gonna absolutely spaz.
Yeah.
With you being the Bills fan, have you seen, read, or heard any like rumblings about Diggs being unhappy the last couple games with like his production? Okay, so it's been a little quiet lately.
Well,
which
he
is-
actually mentioned that it's on him, and that
That's big for him.
He is getting the targets and getting the opportunities, and he just needs to lock in. So like I actually just read an article today on The Athletic about that, and that's why I think that he's gonna absolutely fucking spaz. So
All right.
I wish his brother was playing this game.
Yeah, me
oh,
too.
it would have been
That's
so
so
gas.
spicy.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, bro.
Stinks.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's no, and Bills by $1 million.
All right. We'll move on to Sunday Night Football.
Which is another spicy one. You said
It is a good
it's not
one.
as good
It's
as
a good
Cowboys
one.
Bills, but I'm pretty excited for this matchup, especially because T-Law's healthy.
I would
Yeah.
say the last 3 games of the slate.
Oh, pretty
probably
good.
Pretty fire.
Very
Pretty
solid.
fire.
So Ravens at Jags. Austin, you're gonna hate this.
Uh-oh.
The start of the week is He's Him University.
Oh.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
Sneaky stat.
I
Not
know he's
worried
been
about
playing
it.
well. I
Sneaky
know.
stat. He's been a top 20 fantasy receiver the last 4 out of the last 5 weeks he's played.
Wow.
So, aside from the bye week and the week he played versus the Chargers where Zay Flowers went off, he's been a top 20 receiver in each of those last weeks.
Mhm.
That's
Pretty-
crazy.
Pretty impressive considering where he was at the
How
beginning
bad
of
he
the year.
was at the beginning.
I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
New offense, new system, Todd Monken getting used to that, Lamar Jackson getting chemistry with him. And you saw him get that crazy touchdown where he turned his body, kind of like what Tyreek Hill
Yeah.
did, and like he just caught the ball from Lamar and he just rolled in. I'm like, he's that type of guy that Lamar needs to kind of spread the field just because of Rashad Bateman. Even though his separation, he's injury prone.
He's
and
sorry.
his separation has been actually insane. He separates crazy, he just doesn't get the ball.
Jared said he's sorry.
He is so sorry.
I'm just saying he could separate.
He can separate.
Zay Flowers,
Sure.
he's a stud.
Zay Flowers is him.
Yeah, Zay Flowers is him for sure.
I actually almost, it was so hard. I wanted to almost put Evan Ingram and maybe Isaiah Likely as starts just because,
You can still mention him, of course.
I mean, I want to pick one guy because I want to maybe like just be a little bit, not as someone you would think would be an automatic start, but the way he's been playing lately, I just feel like they're going to want to pass the ball. They want the number 1
Yeah.
seed.
Do
They
you
want
think OBJ might be getting a TD here?
I would not be surprised if he gets a long ball
All right.
and he gets an opportunity to do so. I mean, I know.
I'm just a
I know.
hater.
I know.
I'm just a hater.
I'm just providing stats.
No, I will admit that he's been balling, and that touchdown, like last week,
Crazy.
the route was insane.
Yeah.
Like that was
Nice.
literally vintage Odell. But dude, I hate him.
Yeah. So, but and also, Jacksonville's like horrible versus the pass for some
Yeah,
reason. Like
terrible.
they're 31st versus the
I was
pass.
gonna say they're
all
the second
year.
worst.
In the last 3 weeks, they've been the absolute worst pass defense by 50 yards from the next team. Yeah, so
Holy
They
shit.
allow over 307 yards per game. The next team's like 50 yards below. It's crazy.
Oh my
The last 3
God.
games at least, and
Yeah, that's actually
they're pretty banged
insane.
up. Andre Cisco, underrated safety. He's
Yeah.
hurt with a groin injury. Tyson Campbell, quad injury. I
Jeez.
think Trey Herndon, he's hurt too. So just they're hurt all their secondary, and then the Ravens, they want this game.
Oh, yeah.
I know Jacksonville, like everyone wants to win. Everyone's going for that 1 seed, but they have the highest percentage as of today for that 1 seed, which is 64%.
The
The
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah.
that makes
So
sense.
if they
That's
went out,
sickening.
they control their own destiny.
Yeah.
I was hoping that.
They will not win out.
I mean, they play Jacksonville. I think.
Dub.
I know they play
We
Miami.
can look at him real quick.
Last 2 times Miami's played Baltimore, they've won.
Bro, look at their remaining schedule. Say it for the pod.
All right.
Okay, so we have Baltimore at Jacksonville.
Dub.
Baltimore.
That's an L. I think Jacksonville takes it.
Nah.
It's at Jacksonville.
It's in Jacksonville, Sunday Night Football.
We have
It's anyone's game. That's gonna be a close one, bro.
their
Come on.
pass rush has been pretty decent, and they're missing Cam Robinson, and I think Walker Little's hurt too.
Yeah,
So
they
that's tough.
are. Yeah.
So then we have a very, very spicy Monday
Yeah.
Night Football game.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Christmas.
That's Christmas.
Christmas
Day. Christmas
Day.
night. What a
Holy
gift.
shit! I didn't even see
Set
Yeah,
your
that.
that's
cookies
actually
and milk out for Santa. We're about to get a
crazy
fucking
spicy.
gift.
Yeah,
dude.
that's crazy
We have
spicy.
Baltimore at San Francisco, Super
Yep.
Bowl rematch from
L.
a couple years ago.
That's an L.
And then we have Miami.
Another L.
Dub.
Miami at Dolphins. I'm sorry, Miami at Baltimore.
That's an
Yeah,
L for
yeah.
Baltimore.
Probably not.
Last two times
Mhm.
Tua's played Baltimore. You remember that week 2 spaz
Yeah.
last
Yes.
year? Crazy.
It's gonna happen again. I'm manifesting it, and that's New Year's Eve.
Ooh, I like that. And then we also have Pittsburgh at Baltimore at the end of the season.
L for the Ravens.
And that's always a spicy divisional game.
Ravens are gonna
However,
lose out, bro. Manifesting it. They're losing out
Dog,
Is
that would
Kenny
be
Pickett
insane.
gonna be back?
No.
by week 18.
I don't believe it.
Do you think so?
Dude, I thought he was gonna be back this week. So,
Wait,
dude,
what do you get, like a tightrope surgery on his ankle, or
Yep.
what do you do? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I heard.
I mean, bro, I think we beat him even with Mitch Trubisky. Oops.
Oh my god. All right.
But yeah, if I had to pick anybody, it would be Lamar. But I don't hate the tight end matchups, even though
Yeah.
the Ravens are pretty stout versus tight ends. and
Yeah.
whatnot. But Evan Ingram, Calvin Ridley's kind of
Really
been
nice.
Evan Ingram leads the team in targets.
Yeah, I mean Christian
Like,
Kirk.
and he leads the league in tight end touchdowns, right?
In touchdowns?
Yeah,
I don't
so
know.
that's-
No, bro. He
No,
got
no,
his...
not in touchdown. Tight end touchdowns.
No, bro.
Okay.
He got his first one like 2 weeks
Oh,
ago.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty. It's
Alright,
been a
I'm a
dry
liar.
spell.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Jacksonville's pass catchers, and Christian Kirk, unfortunately, is out for the season. I think he hurt, like, what was it,
Because
abdominal.
you're out for the season.
No, it was his groin.
Was his groin?
Yeah,
Yeah,
his
he's on
groin. He
IR.
popped the nut.
Damn.
And if he's
He
coming
popped the
back,
nut.
Shit.
You
yeah,
didn't see it, bro?
No,
Like,
that's crazy.
yeah.
yeah.
I don't like that at all. Oh yeah, that's why I beat you that week, right?
But he played.
But he didn't.
Yeah, well, he got hurt. Calvin Ridley's been sort of mid
Yeah.
this year. Definitely been a show
Very,
himself.
very shaky.
And then Zay Jones, he's been messing with that knee injury all season
And he
long.
loves hotel rooms.
What happened there?
Well, look up Zay Jones' hotel room when we get done.
Okay. Alright.
Everybody watching.
I'm nervous.
Google Zay
about
Jones
that.
hotel
He's
room.
had a couple off-season issues too, a little bit. But yeah, Zay Jones, I don't know. Jamal Agnew might be back.
Yeah.
If you like that type of thing.
Yeah.
Come
Not
on.
really.
If there's one pass catcher I would want to trust, it would be Evan
It's
Ingram.
Evan Ingram.
And then Isaiah Likely, I know he kind of got his touchdown like a
He's been
fluke.
nice.
He had a fluke touchdown kind of like he could just
Yeah.
broke away, but he has the volume.
playmaker.
He's just I like him. I like his athletic ability.
Yeah, me too.
And he was a touchdown merchant in college for Coastal Carolina, but I don't know. I like him. I like Isaiah
Then
Likely.
again, you'd have to be.
He's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Coastal
you're not
Carolina.
making the league.
Yeah, Grayson McCall.
But no, I agree. I have liked him. Watching him run the ball, and I feel
Mhm.
he's got a very natural movement and stuff like that. Good hands.
Yeah, I hope it's a good game.
Yeah, I think it could
Yeah.
be. I think it definitely could be, and I hope so for sure. A matchup between two of the better quarterbacks in the league.
Go
And then
Jags.
if Gino,
Go Jags.
sickening. On to the next one. Another matchup between two of the league's best quarterbacks. If Gino plays.
Monday
Whoa.
Night Football.
Yeah. Whoa.
Time.
Monday Night Football.
My time. Challenge. Like
Eagles Seahawks. And I am sitting a guy that I have suggested to start 2 weeks on this podcast, and he did well both times I said so. So I'm maybe the whisperer. We'll find out this week. You need to sit JSN this week. His chemistry with Drew Lock
I
is
can't
all
wait.
sorts of messed up. All sorts of messed up. He had 25 yards last week, if I remember correctly. And it just seems like they do not have that same kind of chemistry. I also want to start both of the Eagles wide receivers, A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith. I think both deserve a start this week against a pretty suspect Seahawks secondary. They're putting Jamal Adams on wide receivers for some reason.
crazy.
So
Yeah,
if that,
that's
if
literally
that
crazy.
continues, you'll be able to go. And the Seahawks are 27th in points per game allowed, right over 24 points per game.
A little
So
surprising.
yeah, it is because they have pieces on defense, but they just really don't execute in that way. And I think especially their secondary is a little bit suspect. Some of their corners have been banged up. So I think that the Eagles wide receivers make a lot of sense, and I think that as far as Seahawks offensive players go, it doesn't seem like Drew Lock has the same kind of chemistry that Gino does with JSN.
I'm shitting on you, bro. I'm sorry.
But
Oh.
let's hit it.
Well, first of all, I think Gino's gonna play.
So do I.
Okay,
So-
if that happens, then disregard that first part of it. And I
Okay.
hope he does.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
But the Eagles allow the second most fantasy points to the slot wide receiver all season.
Avonte Maddox has been out for the season for a while.
Yeah.
And he's been a nickel.
So I think JSN's actually going to eat this week. I think he's actually going to eat even if Drew Lock plays, but I don't think he's going to because he sucks, and I think Gino's going to be back.
If Gino's healthy, then I disregard that 100%.
Okay.
He said he's feeling good. And then also the
Yeah.
Eagles secondary has been very
God, I love
susceptible to the
that.
pass.
Yeah.
Like DK Metcalf, I think.
I think all of them are starts, even Tyler Lockett. I think I'd
Yeah.
be comfortable
No,
saying
yeah.
all of them.
I DK and Tyler Lockett. I mean, like I said, if Gino plays, I think all of them will be good because the
Yeah.
Eagles secondary is the worst against fantasy wide receivers. Remember correctly, right? Literally 32.
Second, because...
Second worst. Okay. No, I'm pretty sure they've allowed
it's
more
them and the
fantasy
Commanders.
points. Yeah, I'm
It's
pretty
them
sure
and
the
the
Eagles have
Commanders.
allowed more
That's bad.
fantasy points, which is just insane.
Yeah.
Because of what I just said about the Commanders' defense. you
Yeah.
know, like, how
The
is that
Eagles
even
are
possible?
worse somehow.
Right, like,
I think it's just because everyone passes on them. Like, their run D is so fucking good,
They're
and
so
they're always
stout.
winning.
Yep.
So everyone just has to pass the ball.
that's a fact.
But, yeah, they're bad. The Commanders
Yeah,
are bad.
definitely disregard that if Gino is starting. But from watching that game last week, it just really looked like they were off on chemistry. So I wouldn't like that.
This is Drew Lock. What do you expect? Man?
Yep.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Yeah,
He's
thanks.
absolutely atrocious.
He's thinking.
So
So,
I
Paul,
mean-
so what about an audible though? So if Gino does play,
Mhm.
who is there anyone that you would consider maybe sitting still, or is everyone kind of like a start?
Nah, I feel like all of the Seahawks wide receivers and the Eagles wide receivers in this matchup are good just because the secondaries are so suspect.
but what about the running backs?
You could maybe sit Ken Walker in this matchup.
I think you should.
Mhm.
I think you do sit Ken
Eagles
Walker.
run defense is legit.
Yeah.
That is one thing that they are definitely good at.
Travis getting a little bit more burned too.
I don't know, dude. They were both so sus last week.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's a timeshare now. I mean,
Yep.
that was the
benefit
that's
of
a,
Ken.
that's a dynasty nightmare.
And especially because Ken is such a home run hitting running back, you know, if he just gets his 10 carries and doesn't do anything with them, then
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah.
It seems like they're giving goal line carries to Sharp, and they're trying to give Ken Walker the carries whenever they're kind of past, you know, before they get past the 50.
So outside the 20s is Ken Walker, inside the 20s is Sharp.
That's what it seemed like, and
Really?
that's why I have sold Ken Walker in EM.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't have any
Sold
Ken
him.
Walker shares. I'm a fan
Don't
of him.
either.
Last year I was a fan of him, but
I loved him coming out of Michigan
That-
State.
what a surprise of a draft pick Charbonnet was. Like
Yeah.
that was like I was shook.
He was supposed to go and be so good for fantasy to a team. He's supposed to be in Miami.
And he was nice, bro.
I love
You
that.
saw how nice he was the game where he injured himself and went for 20, 25 points.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
Yeah.
facts.
he was eating, bro.
I'm a
But,
fan. I'm a big fan of him. Just inopportune. It
Yeah.
just stinks.
But I mean, do you guys have anything else to say? Because I mean, I think that was pretty good. I mean,
No,
these games this week are fire.
No.
They are.
Those
Do
last
we go
2
an
weeks.
hour?
Those
Yeah.
last 3 games.
It's been a while. We
Yeah.
haven't been around to talk about. We got a bunch of takes we need to do to get out.
And I mean, every single team is playing this week. There's no
Yeah.
more buys,
Yeah,
so
That's right.
God.
we've got some longer episodes coming up.
Just wish there
And,
was more 4 o'clock games. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like spread it out a little bit, guys. But I mean, next week is Christmas, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Christmas next
Christmas
week.
Eves and Christmas games, so we might not be back for a review. We'll try to sneak it in.
Nah, we'll be back.
All right,
we'll get
good.
it in there.
There you go. Well,
We'll fit.
don't make promises you can't deliver on here.
I've heard that before. I've heard it.
It's been weeks.
I have receipts, but let's show it.
You literally just go to YouTube and you see the last episode
Yeah,
was like 3
yeah.
or 4 weeks ago.
It's like, oh man,
Shit.
and then just replaying that one where.
I got that screenshot of that video. It was like, we'll be back.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. The one from when we missed 2 weeks in a row, and you're like, we're never gonna do this again.
Yeah, that I did. We did 3 weeks in a row. We're back, bitch.
We'll record when we want to.
We're back. We're better.
We-
Better.
We are back, and so will Kobe Covington tomorrow when he wins the belt.
All right, there
But
you go.
we'll end on that. See you guys there this week. MoDollar, thank you for coming
Boys.
on.
Thanks, sir.
Honor.
Appreciate it. As
I
always.
appreciate it.
Very fun.
Yes, sir. All right, deuces.
Take it easy, y'all.